Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Roy.
Good morning. How's the weather in the UK today?
It's a very beautiful weather today.
Oh, okay. Is it raining or is it?
No, it's not. Yeah, it's a beautiful weather. Nice weather.
Excellent. Thanks for making up your time so early.
Sure. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. On this seminar on awareness of technology trends, organized by the Department of Computer Science, Vidyasagar University, in collaboration with IQAC, Vidyasagar University, and BrowseSkill. I am delighted to have you all over here today. To commence this seminar, it is my honor to invite our esteemed dignitaries on the dais, and we are grateful to have them with us today. So I would like to request Professor Sushanta Kumar Chakraborty, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of our university, Professor Madhumangal Pal, Director IQAC, Mr. Vivekananda Roy, Expert of Cybersecurity, BrowseSkill, and Professor Vishwapati Jana, Head Department of Computer Science, Vidyasagar University. Sir, please take your seat on the dais. Thank you. Now, for presentation of honors with a flower bouquet and a uttorio, may I request two of our volunteers of the Department of Computer Science to come forward and take the bouquet and uttorio. Now I request Professor Vishwapati Jana to make the honor to Honorable Vice Chancellor with a flower bouquet and a uttorio. Thank you. Now I request our Madam Savari Promanik to do the honor to Professor Madhumangal Pal, Director IQAC, with the flower bouquet and uttorio. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Now I will request Dr. Uttam Mondal to come forward and do the honors to Mr. Vivekananda Roy, the expert of cybersecurity BrowseSkill. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now I would request Ms. Payal Guria to come forward and do the honor to Professor Vishwapati Jana, Head of the Department of Computer Science, Vidyasagar University. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Now, to mark the beginning of this event, we'll water the sapling, which represents our growth, new beginnings, and our commitment to a greener planet. Now, what I would like to invite all our esteemed dignitaries of the dais to join us in this symbolic act. Thank you all. To start the inauguration program, now I would request, or I would invite Namrata Chaudhary, a student of second year MSc in Computer Science, to do the inaugural song.
Hello. পরানো যাহা চায় তুমি তাই গো আমার পরানো যাহা চায় তোমা ছাড়া রে জগতে মোর কেহ নাই কিছু নাই গো আমার পরানো যাহা চায় তুমি তাই গো আমার পরানো যাহা চায় তুমি সুখ যদি নাই পাও যা সুখের সন্ধানে যাও তুমি সুখ যদি নাই পাও যা সুখের সন্ধানে যাও আমি তোমারে পেয়েছি হৃদয় মাঝে কারো কিছু নাই চাই গো আমার পরানো যাহা চায় তুমি তাই গো আমার পরানো যাহা চায় আমি তোমার বিরাহের গীত বিলীন তোমাতে করিব বাস দীর্ঘ দিবস দীর্ঘ রসদ দীর্ঘ বরষ মাস যদি আর কারে ভালোবাসো যদি আর ফিরে নাহি আসো যদি আর কারে ভালোবাসো যদি আর ফিরে নাহি আসো তবে তুমি যাহা চাও তাই যেন পাও আমি যত দুঃখ পাই গো আমার পরানো যাহা চায় তুমি তাই গো আমার পরানো যাহা চায় তোমা ছাড়া রে জগতে মোর কেহ নাই কিছু নাই গো আমার পরানো যাহা চায় তুমি তাই গো আমার পরানো যাহা চায় ধন্যবাদ
Thank you, Namrata, for your wonderful performance. We are delighted to hear that. Now I would request Professor Vishwapati Jana to give his welcome address.
Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sushant Kumar Chakraborty, on the dais, respected Professor Madhumangol Pal, Director IQAC with the University, and respected Mr. Vivekananda Rai, BrowseSkill Technology experts, and to my dear colleagues, friends, other faculty members from the different departments, research scholars, and other media persons. today we are gathering here as a seminar program awareness of technology trends. And we know that the technology has a very dynamic features, continuously changing our life, our ideas, our societies, our industries. So we have to know this technology. Nowadays we know that the machine learning, deep learning, IoT, and cloud technology all are the changing in the features, because every 3 years most of the languages are obsolete and new languages are developed. So this changing scenario, the mobile features of this computer science, we have to aware about the which technology are nowadays are trending in our society and for our students, and what is the future for this technology, which are we need to know the future, that which technology will come coming 10 years, which will be the best technology. So in this purpose, we are organizing in collaboration with the IQAC, Vidyasagar University, and the BrowseSkill technology, and with our department. So this is the awareness program. I welcome you all. Also, I welcome our honorable Vice Chancellor for this busy schedule. He is here to present this. Thank you so much, sir, and thank you others to present here in this awareness program. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for your welcome address. Now I would invite and request as well to Professor Sushant Kumar Chakraborty, the Honorable Vice Chancellor, to give his own inaugural address and also to inaugurate the today's seminar. Sir.
Good morning to everybody. Honorable Director of IQAC, Professor Madhumangol Pal on the dash, Professor Vishwapati Jana, the head of the department of the Computer Science Department of our university, the representative from the BrowseSkill Cybercrime Department, with whom we have just had our home a couple of months back, and distinguished other participants, speakers, my faculties, and my beloved students and research scholars. So the thing is that it gives me immense pleasure to be present here in connection with what I have understood, that is the awareness program, to understand for what the changing scenario of the technology infusion, technology development in the realm of the education sector in general and the computer science department or computer field in particular. The thing is that what I just like to mention, that the world is changing rapidly, very fastly in front of us. So the traditional system is getting obsolete right now, and newer modern technology-based education system have taken its place in place of the traditional system. That is the main point of contradiction. That is the main point of dilemma among the different academic administrators, faculties, even students, researchers in the world. But the thing is that hard reality is that we cannot keep aside our traditional system of education system. We must adhere to those traditional systems in order to learn as maximum as possible about the basic of the sciences. So unless until we can gather all the information through the traditional system in order to gain but the basic science material, then we will be not in a position to deal with the modern technology development. So with a twinkling of eyes, utilizing the internet facilities, we can reach to any part of the world to gather, to extract as maximum as possible information, data with regard to the technology development. But we should not forget our traditional system, what I have just mentioned. Alongside with that, we must be also careful and very serious about our regional context. You know, regional context means in where our university is located, what are the different environmental conditions in and around us, what are the different people surrounding us, what are the demographic conditions, what are the livelihood, etc., so many things, socio-political, cultural, economical, all these points are to be considered whenever we are going to take care of all the technology development, etc., etc. Because it is not possible within a very short time to declare all our existing infrastructure as obsolete. That is going to cause so many other different type of harms to our society, to our education system. You see that the problem of the e-waste management, it it has become a problem. I am a vice chancellor getting so many requests from different corners of this university. Sir, please replace our old dated all those computer and all other things with the installment of the new one. But the reality is that we are living in such a world with the economic, political, social condition that it is not possible. So if we pay more attention to a particular department, particular field of studies based on the computer and technology-based education, then we cannot ignore the need of the Sanskrit, Santali, Hindi, English, Bengali, all the social science subjects. So we shall have to make a balance. We must make a balance in between the two. My submission is that in that sense, through such interaction process, we must devise some innovative technology suitable for what? For our condition. Instead of bringing some high-tech technology from the West, we must adhere to that kind of researches by which we can invent, we can discover something which through indigenous way, innovative manner, we can take our solution of our problem. Understand? So the thing is that we for that reasons, not only organizing such kind of awareness problem in the month of July or June, we will take care of our own responsibility. But we shall have to undertake this kind of exercise time to time. After 3 months, we will again sit together. We will again interact with each other within this 3 months period. What kind of development, what kind of achievement, what kind of further different type of interactions have been made across the world. We must again take care. Not only that, again another thing is that in the education realm, another message is being emerged very potentially, very strongly. What is the message? That we should not take care of anything in an isolated manner. What I just tried to emphasize upon, that the socio-cultural, economic, political, so many other minus are there in and around us. We must take care of all those things. And alongside, whenever we are undertaking this kind of technology infusion, inculcation of the new technology in the realm of the higher education. So the thing is that we should not keep away our industry people. We should not keep away our business personality. We should not keep away all the citizens of our time away from all the exercises. We should not keep away all the private organizations, including the NGOs. So we must sit together once again in order to exchange, also to learn from them what are their feelings with regard to this kind of different type of development with lot of contradiction and dilemma. The thing is that we shall have to reach to a particular point by which we can not only do justice to the well-being of a student, but also to our society also. So I think the organizer within a very short time, maybe around 3 or 4 months, will again organize such kind of interaction session, not only in the blended mode, but only on the offline mode, because it is also the demand of the time, because it is the world of the offline, not the online. Anyway, I do not want to undermine the online activity, but involve the personality from abroad also, if it is possible, and enable them to visit our university. You know, if you pay visit to the Rangamati guest house, you will find a couple of foreign researchers are right now in the campus. This is required. This is required in tune with the demand of the knowledge development of a university. Vishwavidyalaya mane Bishwar alay এবং সেই জায়গাতে দাঁড়িয়ে almost all kind of pupils across the world should come together at a particular point. So I will be happy to see our counterparts from the Bangladesh or other Asian countries, even from the Western country, Europe or America, in such a platform, alongside all the industry people, our faculties, our students, researchers, our management people, all those in a particular place, in order to interact in a very lively manner, in a brainstorming manner, what? The new development which are being emerged in the field of the higher education with the incorporation, inculcation of the new technology. So again, I ultimately say, technology doesn't mean only to the computer technology. It is a worldwide. Computer technology has been undergoing drastic changes within the last couple of decades. And I understand. But alongside environmental technology, health management technology, and other biotechnology, so many technologies are there. We must also take into account all those technologies. In what way we can develop our knowledge base in an interdisciplinary manner. We can join together. The botanist or microbiologist or biotechnologist or biomedical scientist can join together with the mathematician in order to develop a suitable environment environmental, mathematical model. Mathematics people can join together with the economics people in order, alongside with the computer people, in order to develop some indigenous innovative technology for the well-being of not only the students, by imparting them proper education, modern education, indigenous education, innovative education in one hand, but also to cater to the need of the society on the other. So the thing is, interdisciplinary mode of representation is the demand of the time. Not only restrict yourself only to the realm of the computer or digitalized world, because digitalized world can do so many things, but cannot solve everything. So the thing is that interdisciplinary mode of involvement with this kind of awareness building involvement is very much prerequisite. Once I went to library science department, I was really amazed and satisfied also to see the excellency, the way the library science people are utilizing the digitalized form of different type of techniques for the management of the library. I then requested them not only restrict yourself only to the library science students, but also involve other students from the social science department, biological science department too. These are the demand of the time. The biologists cannot keep away from this kind of technology, and computer people or mathematics people or other technology-based people, digitalized world people cannot keep themselves away from other realm of the higher education. So I do not like to prolong my lecture anymore, but the thing is that it is the time to discuss in depth, covering different facets of the recent development, not only restricting only on to the technology development, but also to the development of the different facets of the world, social, economical, ecological, environmental, health-related issues, biological, everything. So in a place. So thank you very much for giving me a chance to say some word. With this, I just like to inaugurate this session with wishing a grand success of this particular awareness program. Again, I extend my thanks to the IQAC for initiating this program, computer science department, there's BrowseSkill cyber guide with whom we have had a MOU recently, and all the faculties and students for making this program a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for enlightening us with your thoughts. Now, moving further, may I request Professor Madhumangal Pal to address on today's seminar.
Good morning, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sushant Kumar Chakraborty, Head of the Department of Computer Science, Professor Vishwabhati Jana, Mr. Vivekananda Roy from BrowseSkill Technology, and esteemed faculty members of the Department of Computer Science and other departments, dear students and participants, respected staff members. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for being present here. And first and foremost, I congratulate you all in the International Yoga Day. So our Vice Chancellor sir opened two programs or inaugurated two programs for today's International Yoga Day in the morning. So this is the first program in our university. To actually, our aim is to raise the awareness among the students for the latest technology, different type of technology, including your computer technology and other technology. So this program is designed for the basically for the students, and it as per requirement of NAC also. So NAC suggesting every time, so do this thing, that thing, and so on. So we are actually forced to organize this type of program for NAC purposes. So I'm particularly grateful to the head of the Department of Computer Science and all other faculty for organizing this kind of program. And I am also grateful, and I express my deep appreciation to Mr. Vivekananda Roy for accepting our invitation to organize this kind of program and also arranging this insightful program with the other your technology experts. And I also give a great thanks to Mr. Vivekananda Roy because he has initiated or he has started an startup program in the campus, and there is a lot of chances for job opportunity of our student and other students. So thanks for your such kind of initiative, and I also grateful our Vice Chancellor sir because he has given all kind of permissions, say room settlement, internet facilities, other your physical facilities and other things to initiate that kind of your startup program in the campus. So actually see that as a teacher, we are more concentrated to teach the students for based on the syllabus. No? We have designed the syllabus based on your the conventional subject as well as the recent development of the particular subject, and with a strong emphasis on the research-oriented programs. So basically, see that we are not you are taking care about the students. We are not thinking after completion of their studies. The students are not always you are informed about the current job openings and future your career prospects. So we are not taking care about this particular direction. We are involved only in the teaching. So this program is basically your meets that kind of your what we can say that kind of lacuna. So basically, you see that there is a big gap between the learning and the your in need of industry. So for this reason, we are fulfilling such kind of gap by organize this kind of your programs. What the industries are asking from the student or the your expert. So this type of lacuna will fulfill by this kind of program. So it will help our student to understand the areas with potential job your opportunities and the current need of the industry. So today we'll focus exclusively for the IT-based technology trend. But in near future, already our vice chancellors have mentioned that in near future we will organize this kind of program with other type of your job opportunities, like your other type of technologies, as it may your advancement, like your banking industry, your cement industry nearby. There are a lot of your cement industries are there. Your IOC is there in India. So a lot of different technologies are there. So including all of such kind of industries, we will organize another kind of your technology trend within a short time. So thanks all of you again for your participation and support in making the program a grand success. So join.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your view on today's occasion. Now, I would request Mr. Vivekananda Roy, the expert of cybersecurity, BrowseSkill, to address the today's seminar.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Vivekananda Roy, and I'm working such kind of giant company called Cisco, and also we are co-founder of BrowseSkill. And first of all, I will like to thank you, Professor and VC Sushant Kumar Chakraborty, because they has given me our opportunity to grow up here and giving me opportunity to small town in Manipur where we can culture our privatized company culture as well as how to build up with cyber security career. So special thank you to VC sir, as well as I like to thank you IQC director Madhubangal sir, because he is giving opportunity to cope up and grow up ourselves and also keep learning and keep doing these all things. So he is a motivator and he is helping ourselves that how to build up such kind of company or such kind of environment where we like to thank you and keep learning students where pass out another couple of years, because students don't know how to grow up within a small T3 cities, because they have confusion where we have to go, where we have to come, and what all technologies in the current market. So they are having confusion. So that is why sir has given us to opportunity cope up with the students and university to grow up ourselves. And special thank you Vishwapati Chana, Vidyasagar University Computer Science HOD. He is facilitated us to cope up all the programs and keep learning to the students how to do that. So far. And in Australia, I like to thank you, Abhijit Nair. He is the Cyber Crime Department, NAB, National Australian Bank. And special thank you to Yatiraj Rao, director from the Exila company. He is from UK. Special thank you to Ramkrishna Roy. He is a co-founder and director in Incubation Center, Intercept Lab. And also special thank you Satish. Satish is co-founder and director in Intercept Lab. So that's all from my end. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roy, for your address. So we are at the end of the inaugural program. Now I would request Dr. Uttam Mondal, the convener of this program, to give the vote of thanks.
Thank you, boss. Good morning, respected dignitaries, esteemed speaker, faculty member, and dear students. As we come to the end of the inaugural session of this enriching one-day seminar on awareness of technology trends, I feel privileged to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of the Department of Computer Science, Vidyasagar University. First and foremost, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Professor Sushanta Kumar Chakraborty, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, for his inspiring inaugural address. Your word have set the perfect tone for today's seminar. We are grateful for our continuous support and encouragement. A special thanks due to Professor Mubin Gulpal, Director IQAC, Vidyasagar University, for your insightful address and for highlighting the importance of quality assurance in education and technology. I extend our deepest appreciation to Mr. Vidyasagar Roy from BrowseSkill for his expert insight on cyber security. Your lecture is invaluable in understanding the complexity and the importance of security in the digital age. We are also grateful to our invited speaker, Mr. Ramakrishna Roy, co-founder of Intercept, Mr. Abhijit Nair, cybersecurity architect at National Australia Bank, Mr. Yatiraj Rao, Director of Information Security at Exila Technology Services, and Mr. Chiranjeev Nath, founder of IQAC. Your presentation must be broadened our horizon and provided us with practical knowledge on the latest technology trends. A heartfelt thanks you to Professor Vishwati Jana, Head of the Department of Computer Science, for your warm welcome address and for your dedication to making the seminar a reality. Your leadership has been instrumental in the success of this seminar. Special thanks to Professor Bhuvas Singh and Mrs. Payal Guria for expertly hosting the event. Your effort ensured the inaugural session proceeding smoothly and will keep the audience engaged throughout. Our sincere thanks to IQAC, Vidyasagar University, and BrowseSkill for their collaboration and support in organizing the event. Your partnership has been crucial in making this seminar successful. To all our faculty members, staff, and volunteers, your hard work and meticulous planning have ensured the smooth execution of the seminar. Your effort behind the scene are deeply appreciated. Lastly, I would like to thank all the participants for your enthusiastic engagement in the seminar. Your presence and participation will make this event truly meaningful. Once again, thank you all for being a part of the seminar. Thank you.
We'll take 5 minutes break for tea and then we'll assemble over here. So So I would request everyone to come back.
I will request everyone to be quiet. We are about to begin our technical session. Our first invited lecture will be delivered by Mr. Ramakrishna Roy, the co-founder of the Intercept MNC company and BrowseSkill Entrepreneur Startup Advisors. Now, I will request him to start our first technical session. Onto the online basis, I will request all the participants to have patience and be quiet and cooperate with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please let me know once the students have gathered in the room. And it would be really helpful if I can see the students and if the camera can be moved towards them. So if anybody is raising any question, we can address them. And we would like to have this session more interactive, right? I have few slides to present, and then we will give you a quick walkthrough about the technology that we are working upon, so that you get to see what kind of technology advancements are happening, as Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir and other dignitaries mentioned, right? We are doing this session almost every now and then. So last time I was there in the same room talking to all of you, and we had a very interactive session, and we would like to have similar kind of interactive session today. So I'll just give a pause for a minute. I see there are students who are trying to settle down. Okay, very good morning to everyone. Can we make some noise? It's a very silent room, right? So thank you for making time and joining with us. My name is Ramakrishna Roy, and I'm also an inhabitant of Midnapur. For career advancement and studies, I had to come outside, and currently we are. This is my second startup. I have started my journey in cybersecurity working in McAfee. Most of you might have heard the name McAfee. Once upon a time, McAfee and Symantec used to be one of the leading cybersecurity product company. After that, I moved into AXA. AXA was today is one of the leading insurance company. They are based out of France, right? I have worked there almost 8 years, building operational security teams, covering almost like 375,000 machines connected with around 40,000 servers, and then the firewalls would be like more than 10,000, right? Then we developed a engineering team globally. Then I moved to Mercedes. There, I had to work upon how to secure connected vehicles. Of late, if you have seen, most of the vehicles are getting connected with the internet, right? Now, with that, what's happening is a car can be hacked. So that means your steering would be out of your control. Your ABS system may not work, right? You may go ahead and make some accident. So an intruder from the internet can come in and hack into your car. So we were trying to solve that. After that, I founded a organization. It was a cybersecurity consulting services firm, and it was providing services to defense, government, and enterprise across UK, US, Singapore, Australia, with a global operations center back in India. Lastly, 1 year back, we have started a product company named Intrucept. You might have a question in your mind how this name Intrucept came into play. It's a little difficult to pronounce, right? So we have added intrusion and interception added into one word, and that's how the Intrucept came into play. You might have a question, what it is just another product company? No. What we are seeing by 2030, the number of connected devices, as Professor were mentioning, right, that our society is going to get connected with huge number of connected devices, from your AC to TV to your micro oven to your car, to your mobile phone, right? Laptops, desktops are by default connected. So everything is going to get connected over the internet. And it is anticipated that the number of connected device is going to be 95 billion, right? So if you see the population of the globe, right? So population multiplied by at least 10 to 15 times, right? That's going to happen. Now, when that happens, your attacker or intruder, right, is also going to come through the internet to those respective devices to steal or jeopardize your daily life, right? Your mobile phone may get hacked, your car may get hacked, right? Typical example, when you stay in a hotel, right? You see that you get a swipe-in card, right, to get into your room. Now, those are also controlled by your computer. So the ransomware guys are hacking those systems, right, and locking the guest inside the room. That if you pay ransom, then only you would be able to come out of the room, right? So ACs are getting hacked. So every connected device are going to get compromised. So we thought that how we can get the application production development environment and application production environment under a single pane of glass, so that we can see what all applications are coming on to the internet and how we are using those respective applications, right, and how they are getting attacked. So that's the high-level overview of the product that we are building, right? So far, do we have any questions? I see a lot of faces with smiles. You may have questions. Please do not hesitate to ask. If you want to ask in Bengali, that's fine. If you want to ask in English, that's fine. But please ask questions so that we can make it interactive and actionable. So when you go out of the room, you have some answers with you, which would help you to develop in your career building plan. Yes? Any questions so far? No? Okay, great. So we will start with a small presentation just to give you an overview of what we are working upon, right? And then possibly we would jump into some of the product. So as I said, Intrucept, we are a US-based organization with a presence in Bangalore, right? And we are trying to expand across the horizons. So we have a presence in Europe, we have presence in Australia. So we have industry peers. As you know, there is Yatiraj who have joined from UK. We have Abhijit who have joined from Sydney. This is just to share our experience with you, right? Because we have gone through the same life cycle that you are going through, right? So that we can help you with insights about how you can transform your career plan to have a successful opportunity either to get into a job or you can have your own organization. Both is possible, right? So, as I said, our mission is to make applications and digital space safer for business. Like we need clean air. You have seen during the time of pandemic, the air was being polluted. We were wearing masks to ensure that we are not getting infected. We need clean water. You have seen if the water get contaminated, how our lives, daily lives get impacted. Similarly, you need continuous power. Without continuous power, right, you cannot run your system, right? And we need safe internet, right? If the internet connectivity is compromised, breached, your personal life, your professional life would be impacted, right? So we are trying to build that. Now, just as I was giving a background, right? If you see on the left-hand side, by 2025 to 2030, this particular lifespan, the number of IT and IoT assets are going to be 75 billion, right? Now, you may think, okay, we have so many solutions, right? But still, why there are so much of attacks happening in this space? Yes, there are solutions, but the solution doesn't talk to each other effectively, or rather, we do not have effective workforce across the globe, right, to ensure these solutions effectively talk to each other to give actionable output, right? That's currently missing, right? Even though we have Microsoft, Cisco, Symantec, right, Trend Micro, you name it, there are great products out there, but they do not talk, and that is because of everybody have a monopoly, right? And they don't want to share enough information so that you can build a effective cyber posture. As you see, there are a huge skill gap, and that skill gap is your opportunity, right? How you can transform your career to grab that particular opportunity, right? So that what you have studied today, right, as dignitary professors were explaining, right, is in the pages of books, which is good to learn the concept. But when you are getting into a professional world, the book knowledge is going to get converted into your real knowledge. How you can use that knowledge hands on to transform those technologies into a secure environment, right? Now, if you see on the right hand side, right, there are breaches happening, right? As per the estimates, countable estimates or reportable estimates, 6,500 breaches happen in 2022. To detect a breach, it takes 229 days in an average, right? And to respond a breach, 32 days. Average cost of a breach is 4.2 million USD, right? So 4.1 USD is how much? Almost 80, it's going today, 80, 82 rupees going today. So 4.2 million into 82, you can estimate the cost of per breach. So what we are trying to say is the number of assets are increasing. The problem statement, even though there are massive products, remains same because there is a massive skill gap. And because of the massive skill gap, right, you have impact in terms of monetary value or in terms of production in the organization, right? Any questions so far? No? Okay. We are accredited by Google in their Startup Acceleration Program. We are MSME certified. We are Make in India, and we are also partnered with Data Security Council of India. These are accreditations of us. I'll give you a little overview of how the product is being structured, right? So if you see, right, there are different products in different spaces and they do not talk to each other. So the objective is to make sure you have a very good visibility of your organization, right? Like the way when you drive a car or a bike, you get a nice dashboard which shows how much fuel you have, right? How's your acceleration? Assume that if you do not have that dashboard, you would be thinking that, yes, my vehicle is safe, but at some point of time, you would be a victim of eventuality, right? Where your system will conk off. So that's the whole overview that we are trying to build. This is slightly technical in nature, right? So that you get a in-depth understanding. Any questions would be appreciable. Now, on the left-hand side, if you see there are SaaS, right, which is software as a service. So how this product can be available in Microsoft or Google or Amazon or Oracle. As you know, there are marketplaces, right? Amazon is a marketplace. Every day we order thing to our house in Flipkart and Amazon. Similarly, on the technology space, there are marketplaces that the product is going to be available on premises. That means either you can have a appliance, the hardware appliance, where you can plug into your network and get it activated, or you can have a virtual. That means it is a software that you go ahead and put it into your machine, right? It can also be installed on your endpoints, that is your laptop, desktop, servers, right? So this is a high-level overview. You can have a look at the dashboard, right? I'm going to give you a walkthrough on the real dashboard in a while, but this is a snapshot. This is where the product is being used, right? So you can run security operations center on applications, on cloud, on infrastructure, your OT, your power grids, right, run on OT. Your telephone network runs on OT. IoT, your physical cyber aspect is where IoT comes in place. Like every organization have compliance. For example, banks have to go through audit. Right? Similarly, important organizations have to go through audit. Now, it is very difficult for organizations to have continuous audit through the auditors. So how you can use the product to go ahead and clear your audit. Right? Application security, as we said that there are a huge number of applications coming up, right? So how we can secure them, right? That's another aspect. Then how you can simulate attack, right? So you know that your attacker is coming on you, right? Now, if you can simulate attack and see that how your current infrastructure is reacting to that, you would able to be better prepared. These are different aspects of how things are being built inside the product and inside the infrastructure, right? And this is a high-level overview. Without spending more time, I will just give you a walkthrough how the actual product looks like, right? Which I have shown you in the dashboard snippet. So if you see that there are X number of vulnerabilities. What is a vulnerability? A loophole in the system. How the loophole comes in? When the software developer is developing a software, whether it is a system software or an application software, right? For human beings, it's not possible to go ahead and create 100% secure software. So that's where those vulnerabilities come in. How do we mitigate? Every line of the code have to be seen, right, to go ahead and fix those, right? So we go ahead and track them. Now, if we do not fix that, what is the return of investment, right? And what is the response time? So this we track within an organization. This is a live attack map. So from where are your assets and from where the attacks are coming. You can see the compliance levels right, within an organization. So when an auditor comes in to an organization, they looks into these data to say whether your business is compliant as per regulations or not. Here you can see how the incidents are being captured over the time. So every event which can impact an organization is being captured as an incident. So in an organization, you will have an incident management tool through which you are tracking all of these. So you can see a trend analysis, how it looks like over the year, right? And then your return of investment, meaning the vulnerabilities that you are fixing, right, is the green ones. If you fix, what is your realized savings? Meaning, if with the mitigation you are saving cost, right, for an organization. If you not fix it, what is the potential loss, right? On the left hand side, it is USD, right, in terms of value. So like this, we build innovative products, and these particular products are being used within organization, right, through which the organization get benefit upon. So there's another product I will show it to you, right, how we track the risk label within the organization. Now, in order to mitigate this risk, there are projects going on within the organization. So how many projects are on track? How many are delayed? How many are budget issues, right? What are the total number of connected devices within an organization? How many are scanned, unscanned, the risk, right? Here you see that amount of cost, right, in terms of sensitive data within an organization. Your data is your asset, right? You have a physical asset, which is your house, your car, right, is a physical asset. You can touch and feel, right? But these are software assets, right, on which organization runs, and there is a value for that. You can see the trend of the risk, right, and how there are sensitive data going in there, how the data are stored within your organization in your different clouds. So you have Azure, AWS, GCP, Snowflake, and these location denotes their data center, right? There's a business impact. If you are breached, right, what is the impact? So these kind of views are being created, products are being created through which, right, an organization can understand that what is my current health of the organization. Similar to the car, you have a dashboard. When you start the car, you get a beautiful dashboard through which you understand that whether you have the right kind of fuel in the car, you have the brakes working, everything, right? I assume you do not have the dashboard. If you do not have it, what happens? You are blind. You're driving your car without knowing that where it is heading and how when you are going to face the problem, right? So these are the parameters, right, through which you see an organization's health in terms of cyber hygiene is concerned, right? That being said, I think I have spent a good amount of time to explain you, right, how things work. I will stop sharing my screen, and I will ask if you have any questions. So definitely it is a high level session within this very short span of time. It's difficult to explain cybersecurity as a whole. It's very vast. There are huge amount of opportunities. We will be sharing you data points from Data Security Council of India, which shows at this moment, as we speak, in different subjects of cybersecurity, right? There are 20 different subjects in cybersecurity. Almost 10 lakh jobs are there in India. So one way, we should not get lost into the hype. Cybersecurity is a lucrative subject, let's get in. No, it doesn't work in that way. If you are passionate about your subject, if you are passionate to be the one which you want to be in the field of cybersecurity, you will definitely get a good job, right? And if you have a great idea, you will create a job. Both is possible. the reason why we are doing this kind of session is we are also like-minded individuals such as yours. We have also started our journey from this small hometown such as yours, right? And slowly we have moved up. We want to share our knowledge with you, right? These cannot be written in book. There are enough books, right? At times books are boring, right? You would read it, but you don't know how to implement it in your daily life. So here we are today sharing our experience. This is just an interactive session to connect back our email address, our telephone numbers. There are WhatsApp groups being created with Vidyasagar University. Be a part of that. Any questions, come back to us. We're definitely able to help you and hold your hand to see that how we can help you to have a successful career in cybersecurity. Yeah. That being said, that is a nutshell from my side. I would welcome questions if you have.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir. আমি সুদীপ্ত চন্দ্র বলছি। I want to talk with you in Bengali bias because I am not from this field. I am very comfortable in Bengali, so I can elaborate my question.
Please.
তো স্যার আমি একটা জিনিস বলতে চাইছি যে আপনি যে ড্যাশবোর্ডটা দেখালেন এটা আপনার কোম্পানি বা আপনার প্র্যাকটিক্যাল এক্সপিরিয়েন্সের ড্যাশবোর্ড, সেটা দেখে আমি যা বুঝতে পারলাম যে এই ড্যাশবোর্ডে যে মানে যে এথিক্যাল হ্যাকার বা যে অর্গানাইজেশন প্যারেন্ট অর্গানাইজেশনকে হেল্প করছে, সে একটা ডেটাবেস বা ডেটা চার্ট দিচ্ছে যে হাউ আমার এখন অবস্থা কি এবং আমার কি কি সিকিউরিটি ভালনারেবিলিটিসে আমার লুক আফটার করা উচিত। তো এখানে তিনটে জিনিস তার মধ্যে দেখা গেল যে স্যার ক্লাউড স্টোরেজের একটা ব্যাপার আসছে। যখন একটা অর্গানাইজেশন নিজেকে সেই লেভেলে ডেভেলপ করছে, তো কেন এখনো পর্যন্ত আদার কোম্পানির উপর ডিপেন্ডেবল হচ্ছে নিজের স্টোরেজ এবং নিজের সিকিউরিটি এবং নিজের ব্যাকআপ না রেখে অন্যের উপর ডিপেন্ডেবল হওয়ার জন্য, যেখানে অলরেডি কেউ যদি আমাদের সাইবার সিকিউরিটির অ্যাকসেপ্টে দেখা হয় যে কেউ যদি কাউকে ব্রেক করতে চায়, যদি ডিটেকটিভ মাইন্ডেও দেখা হয় তাহলে অনেক দিন ধরে তার উপর নজর দিয়ে রাখে। তো অলরেডি সেই লুপ হলে সে হয়তো ঢুকে বসেই আছে। নতুন কেউ যে আসবে সে তার অভিজ্ঞতা কম থাকবে, অবশ্যই তাকে ব্রেক ইভেন করা সহজ হবে। তো নতুন যারা স্টার্ট আপ হচ্ছে তাও ছোট ছোট করেই হোক তাদের নিজস্ব ডেটাবেস কেন বানিয়ে রাখছে না এবং অন্যের হাতে কেন নিজেদের ডেটা ছেড়ে দিচ্ছে, এবং যারা ইউজার তারা তো জানতেই পারে না এখনো পর্যন্ত যে আমাদের ডেটা আদৌ কার কাছে আছে এবং কিভাবে আছে, কেন আছে এবং তারা সেই ডেটাটা নিয়ে কি করছে। তো আমার স্যার এই বিষয়টা একটু জানার ইচ্ছা যে কেন এখনো এই মার্কেটটা বা এই জিনিসগুলো এখনো কেন তৈরি হয়নি, যে ছোটখাটো স্টার্টআপ তাদের নিজস্ব ডেটাবেস কেন রাখছে না, কেন অন্যের উপর নির্ভরশীল হচ্ছে।
Okay, understand. So I will translate the question in English for the other speakers because we have other moderators, Europe and Australia and others, so that they would able to understand. Right? So the primary question that you are asking, as we are expanding our business and operations across the internet and expanding into cloud, why are we being dependent on the cloud storage, right? Or other storage factors? Because data is the oil. And if we do not have control over data, we don't have control over anything. Even though there are startups and large organizations, right? But because the primary factor is data, why are we not giving importance to this particular aspect, and what organizations are doing about it, right? That's a question in a nutshell. Correct, Sudipto?
Yes, sir, this is correct.
Correct. So you have to understand, and I will welcome Abhijit from Sydney and Yatiraj from UK to pitch in and support the answer so that you can get a holistic view, because Abhijit works in National Australian Bank, right? They transit or they use a lot of data to run the bank. And Yatiraj works for an organization called XBP Europe or Exila, which provides services to almost 4,500 organizations across Europe, right, including your government, defense, and federal enterprises. The point is, it is an ecosystem, right? You can be a fish seller, right? I'm using the example of the fish because fish is a very favorite topic to us, right? So if you think we are selling fishes, but the individual who's selling the fish cannot be a cook. The individual who is a cook cannot have the ability to go ahead and sell. The individual who is selling do not have the ability to go ahead and have a proper setup to run a restaurant, right, with all the associates. So it's an ecosystem. Internet is an ecosystem. In that ecosystem, this ecosystem was being created back in days by ARPA. ARPA is a military network in US. When they saw that this network of communication, what is internet? Internet is nothing but a communication or connected computers. These computers are connecting by two ways. One is through undersea cable, right? Or through satellite. What is a satellite? Satellite is nothing but a flying computer running on Linux, right? Now, this entire ecosystem is being created to get these respective computers connected. Now, if you see what is a computer, computer is a combination of hardware and software. So you have system software and you have application software, right? And then on that hardware and software, you have a company name. It can be Microsoft, it can be Apple, it can be Samsung, it can be your O2, right? On which you are installing your Facebook, your Instagram, or whatever applications to perform your daily activity, banking applications to do your daily activity. Now, your application development is a company. Your hardware, right, is a separate company. Your system software is a different company. So everybody have to be interdependent on each other. Now, when this interdependency started, then suddenly this concept of cloud came into play, which is 10 to 15 years old concept. It's nothing but you are racking those respective computer in a data center, right? Data center is nothing but a massive AC room where you have huge rack space of computers being connected with dedicated internet connection, right? And they are putting a name called Amazon, Google, or Microsoft. Now, everybody cannot afford these respective infrastructure to set up a particular company. So you have to subscribe for these services, right? So when you subscribe for these respective services, right, you have to go to Google. So it is a GCP, Google Cloud Platform. You have to go to Azure, which is Microsoft. So when you go to them, they are providing it as a service, like database as a service, software as a service, right? So when you are taking these services, obviously you have to be dependent upon them. Now, the point is, even though you are dependent, you have to ensure that everything you have a visibility upon, right? For example, if you take the question of a car manufacturer, the dashboard is created by a different company. Your steering is created by a different company. The engine is being created by a different company. It's just that the assembly is happening by Ford or Tata or your Fiat, who's launching it on the road. And same thing goes with the phone. The Apple phone, this screen is being built by Samsung. Apple do not build these screens, right? Now, Samsung and Apple, they are the biggest competitor. Now, your question would be, why do not Apple create those screens? Because Apple don't want to create those screens because that is not Apple's unique selling point, or that is not Apple's core capability. So it is an ecosystem where everybody is dependent on each other to build product. These products are being used to maintain two things: professional life and personal life in the digital ecosystem, to ensure, with the objective that we will have a secure uninterrupted internet, which is not the case. It is an ideal state, right? When you create something, right, obviously you will have bad actors. So the bad actors with the ill mind, right, creating bad softwares, which are known as your virus or malware, right, or payloads. And the good guys are trying to protect against those bad actors so that you cannot steal, jeopardize the business. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir, I got my answer. And this is also ecosystem like biodiversity circle. Everybody have to be a good person. Everybody have to protect the data. Those who is giving the cloud services and who is demanding the cloud services, and also the person who is using the both services with knowing that I need that help because I am unable to do that. So this is the ecosystems. The three persons should have been aware about the security, cyber security, and have been able to take the his own risk factors and remedy for himself. Thank you.
That's right. That's right. We can get into the detailed discussion, right? You can interact with us one-on-one, and we would able to explain and give you more examples, right? Any other
Thank you, sir.
question from anybody? That was a great question. Thank you for asking that question. Anybody else? Okay, if there are no other questions, I have to wind up because I have a meeting to go ahead and attend. I will pass on to other speakers. We have Abhijit, who joined from Sydney. It's getting late in Sydney. It's getting evening time, so he can go ahead and give a walkthrough about how security works in a banking system. And then we have Yatiraj, who have joined from UK. It's very early morning. His office will also start soon. So I will hand it over to them to go ahead and enlighten you with the right knowledge so that you can go ahead and use this opportunity to build your career, so that you can use the opportunity
Okay,
to
thank you,
get
sir,
into this opportunity.
for your
Thank you very much.
expertise, insights, and expertise. We are grateful for your valuable presence.
Thank you very much.
Now we have our next speaker, Abhijit Nair, Mr. Abhijit Nair from the cybersecurity. He is a cybersecurity architect from the National Australian Bank, NAB, with an exceptional combinations of the expertise level management and core infrastructure and technology aspects from Australia. Sir, it's up to you.
Thank you. And I will start with the very first sentence everybody speaks when we do an online conversation. With a show of hands, can you tell me, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you. Can the camera be turned to the students? Hello, everybody. The future
Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello, the future of India. Hello. This is Abhijit Nair. I'm from Sydney, Australia, working for NAB, as you know. I have been in the cybersecurity industry for more than a decade. I started my career with Dell Computers, moved on to work with Symantec, which was an antivirus company back in the days. Now it's not. And then I moved on to AXA Technologies. I used to work in the engineering and development division of AXA. From there, I moved on to various other uh, organizations, and all through my career, I've been in cybersecurity. I've also been an ethical hacker trainer. I used to train for various organizations, including government organizations. So that's about me. Now about you. I want to start by saying Yandaru Mahanubhavalu Antaraki Vandanamlu, which means there are so many dignified souls there. My greetings to all of you. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sushanta Kumar Chakraborty, the head of the Department of Computer Science, Vishwapati Jha, and Director IQAC, Madhumangal. My apologies if I pronounced your name incorrectly. Graduates, other dignitaries, and my fellow speakers, greetings. And I thank you and Nature for giving me this opportunity to interact with the graduates. When I was asked to speak to the graduates about emerging technologies in the field of computers, the first thought I had in my mind is, would you really be interested in knowing that? Or would you want to know how to venture into this world of technology? Because when I was a graduate, various seminars I've attended and everybody used to talk about technology, but to be honest, I was not sure what I should do with those information. Nobody told me the question that I should be asking. The question that I should be asking is, what do I want to do with my life? What do I want to pursue as a career? A career should not be something which pays you more, like what Roy had mentioned. You should not follow a career just because it's paying you well, because every career, every stream has seen its ups and downs. When I started my graduation, SAP was the high-paying job, and later it moved on to different aspects, and now cybersecurity is the current trend. Everybody's moving to cybersecurity. That's good, but the question you should ask is, what is that you want to do? How you want to learn? How you want to succeed in your life? So, the next 20 minutes that is given to me, I would want to briefly touch upon technologies, how technology is handled in Australia and other parts of the world. But my major focus would be on how should you venture these technologies and these streams. I hope that is okay with the students. Can anybody show thumbs up? Yes, no? I can see very few. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you very much. So let's start with the emerging technologies, which all of you are familiar with: artificial intelligence, machine learning, data sciences, or blockchain. These are all technologies which are derivative of one particular function. The function is, how can I make a machine do what I want to do? Yes, everybody agrees to it? Okay, I cannot see anybody's hand or head, so I will assume that it is. Thank you once again. You, the students, the graduates, now have the most important resource that any one of us has. It is a resource that if you have it, you can use it. But if you don't have it, or if you have wasted it, you can never have it. Can anybody tell me what it is, or what could it be? And that's a resource that you cannot create. It is, if you have it, you can use it. If you waste it, you can never have it. Nobody. Okay. I'll give you a clue. This is the second word said when the old Mahabharata serial used to be telecasted. I don't think anybody knows. Samay, time. It starts with मैं समय हूँ. Time. You have time.
It is always the time, sir. It is always the time.
Yes. Yes, you're right. You're right, Sudip. It is. You have time. You have unlimited amount of time, which you can right now use to make yourself better. And mark my words, no matter how much well you use your time, when you grow older, you will regret thinking, I should have done it better. Everybody can vouch for that. And which means you have to compete with your future self, not with your friends, not with your peers, not with your professors, not with anybody whom you work with, but with yourself. When you go 10 years from now, you will think, okay, 10 years back, I should have used that particular time for doing that. So please use your time well and start to learn things. Coming back to technology. in between, I will jump from here and there. If that is a bit distracting, to let me know. When we first started our journey in cybersecurity, it was more on utilizing the tools, the security products like antivirus, firewalls, WAF came a bit later. Various those technologies, those tools are what we use to understand the security posture of a network, of a system, of a organization. Now it has moved from that to more robust and real-time information. You have real-time monitoring of your systems, like what Roy had shown. You have real-time threat intelligence that you get from various sources. Organizations who focus mainly on one aspect of their system. The asked why do we need cloud storage? I will extend upon that, saying it is not just cloud storage. We need various functionality. For example, endpoint security. What is endpoint security? You try to know whether your system is safe for purpose. How do you know that? You use it by using a product, which again is served by another organization who continuously do research and development. You have a firewall component which ensures your perimeter or your internal systems are safeguarded from various threat actors. That is provided by another organization who do research and development to make sure that particular product is better. So now cybersecurity or technology has expanded so vast that one organization cannot cater for research and development of all these components. And that's why you have different people, different organizations running through this. And if, as Roy mentioned, if you're able to build a product, if you're able to build a solution, you become successful. But for you to know how to build it, you have to first understand how things work. Your fundamentals, your basics. Those are the most important things. I would echo the words of the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Sushant Kumar Chakravarti. He mentioned that you must learn technology, but do not forget your basics. These are very, very important words that you will only get when these kind of learned men talk. Please make a note of it. It'll come useful. I know none of you were interested because when I was in your age, I was not. I would have thought of many excuses not to sit there and while away my time. I regret that now, but I would want you to please put some thought through it. Coming back to the various solutions that we have with banking. Banking is a field which I have found very lucrative and very interesting because you interact with a much bigger customer base compared to any other service. For example, healthcare or governmental organizations or service providers. They have a very fixed set of customers. But whereas when you come in banking, it is vast. You have various demographic of people. You have people of various different age groups, socioeconomic status, and their education towards technology, their adaptation towards technology and computers. It is very vast, which means the amount of thought that you have to put through is more compared to any other stream of work. And why I like it is because now I have a very big space to do research and development. I can think, okay, how would a person who is 60 years old would want to operate a banking system? And when he does that, which will be definitely, we'll have to make it easy, but how do we make sure that it is safe and secure? Recently, we worked on a solution where how would a customer know that the messages that you get from or looks like you're getting from bank are actually from bank or not? We're working on a solution which will ensure that it will validate the messages that you get or emails that you get. It'll validate stating that yes, it is from the same organization, which is your bank. These kind of ideas, these kind of solutions is one that makes the difference. Cutting edge technology like quantum computing. I'm sure you're students of computer science, you're much more familiar with the word quantum computing than me. But what are you going to use it for? You have quantum computing, but what would you do with it? I have no answer for it. If somebody has a good answer, please do share. I will learn. But you can get all the technologies that you want. You can read it from ChatGPT or Google or whatnot. But what are you going to use that for? That is what you should build. You have to build a solution or build a way which makes things easier for others. And for you to do that, you have to know your basics, fundamentals. Even till date, OSI layers is something that I can never leave at my home and come to work. OSI layer is fundamental to my, even after a decade of my career, OSI layer is still very prevalent for me. Like that, every basic things, basic switching and routing, you would not know. You think, okay, I can get this from ChatGPT or Google or somewhere, but there will be time in your life when none of these things will help you because you would be in an isolated environment. If you work for defense, you will know that. So you must always learn what is your fundamental aspects that you need to learn to understand the technology. Coming back to the aspects of technology, I would implore you, I would encourage you to get your research or get your hands into open source. Open source are things where you can play with things that are available. You can make your own kernels, make your own operating systems. Try to learn, fail, learn again, and be successful. Once you're able to work through open source, you will see that your brain has transformed into something that what we call as nerds. Nerds are, you know what nerds are, right? Highly intelligent people. You will see that difference without putting much effort. You'll see your brain is transforming into something which is very different from what you were previously. Start writing blogs, share information, share your knowledge. Ironically, you are sitting in a hall which is named after one of the most famous Indian presidents, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I had the pleasure of meeting him once, and he advised every student is share what you learn. Find a way to share it with somebody. Write a blog. Blogs are free. Anything. Start writing. Just start writing. What do I want from a conference? What do I want to learn to face an interview? What do I want to understand from my professors? How I want my professors to teach me? Anything. Start writing. It will expand your brain beyond comparison. You will get a command over the language. You'll also get command over the subject. And you'll also be able to interact with yourself. Now, coming to writing, there are various ways to do that. You can ask the question to ChatGPT. It gives you a very beautiful statement. But will that help you? It will not. It will not help you. It will think for you, and you will become the dumb person. ChatGPT will become intelligent. But instead, then how to write? See, I'm like you. I am not a native English speaker. I learned English from India. But then how do you enrich it? You use products like Grammarly, which tells you what mistakes you do and help you correct it. It doesn't do your job. It doesn't do your work. You learn the technology, learn the context, and build something that can do your job. But until then, do not use technology that eases your job, eases your work. I recently had an opportunity to talk to a few graduates in Australia. And so I was asking them, like, what is the field that you're interested in? What department you want to get in? And their answer shocked me because they said, "That's anything is fine because we use ChatGPT, we get your work done." I felt sad for the new generation. I felt sad for the nation because we are breeding people who do not want to think. Only human beings has the ability to think, and if you lose that, then I do not know what you end up doing it. Anyways, so I did explain them why they should not be doing it and what they should do, and that is what I would want you to do. I can talk technology. 95% is nobody's gonna remember it. You'll just leave it. What I want is when you get out of this room, if you are able to ask a question to yourself, what do I want to do? Then I will feel my time was successful. I want you to ask a question, what do you want to do? Because nobody can tell you what you want to do. Learn all these technologies, learn everything that you get. Learn open source, learn machine learning, learn artificial intelligence. learn quantum computing, even learn the interaction between brain and computers, which is Neuralink. In very recently, we read the news about successfully building interfacing brain cells with computers. Not sure how many of you read about it. Very recently, probably a month ago. That's what we know. But studies of this were started in the early 90s, end of 80s, early 90s, where they were able to even find a way how to connect brain neurons with the interfacing points of your processor. They were able to successfully make a chip with brain cells in it, and it would react to a particular stimuli. It was there back then, and now it is becoming famous because now it is made ready in a consumable fashion for everybody, for all needs and purposes. We must understand what does the technology do, and then see how we can use it. For that, you have to understand what it does. Find a technology, find whatever technology you want, but learn it with the basics. Try to put some time to it. Understand what it does, how it functions. I thought of showing some presentations about how things gets done in lab and all that, but first of all, I can't. It's proprietary information. I can't do that. Second, as I mentioned, I did not think it would be of any value at this point in time because you're all fresh brains. I don't want to tell you, okay, this is better, that is better. Computer science students can do much better in the field of medicine. Doctors are learning programming. I'm not sure if you're aware of it. Doctors are forced to learn programming now. They're learning Python modules in Australia. We're getting it done. Doctors are learning coding, basics of coding, so that they can build models using data points, build models of human body for drug testing. Instead of testing it on a live human, you can test it on a simulated body, which will react in the exact same way how a human body would react. Advance of medicine through computers, not by just adding some device, but creating an idea of creating a virtual simulation of a human being, human body, and then have it reacted. Who would have thought about it? Only someone who has basic understanding of how things work was able to do that. Back in 2000, I saw one of the graduates building a software model of Earth, which could predict earthquake. That is what you should do. That is how you build a skill which is niche and which will obviously fetch you more money. And I would also want to emphasize on the fact, when you learn, do not just learn thinking, what am I gaining out of it? Put a thought to say, how can this benefit my children or their children for that matter? When you build such a thing, and it is, again, I'm not talking emotion, I'm talking very logical. Because when you build something, keeping your children in mind, what it means is your concept will stand the test of time. That is most important. Your concept, your idea should stand the test of time. All of you are using WhatsApp, right? Everybody? I would be surprised if somebody does not use WhatsApp. Okay, I do not see anybody, but I assume everybody of you uses WhatsApp. Do you know before WhatsApp, there were many programs which does the same job as WhatsApp? You probably would not have heard of it because nobody knew about it. Why did WhatsApp become famous? Has anybody done a study on it? This is yes, this is no, or this is I don't know. Anybody?
Actually, WhatsApp first introduced the video calling and internet used calling system. But rather than other one was giving the opportunity to having the message, sharing document like WeChat, and Samsung have something and few things more. But WhatsApp is giving the opportunity of interacting people just like we are using like now. We are interacting with you. You are in Sydney. I am in Midnapur, in West Bengal, in India. This kind of opportunity they have introduced firstly.
Right, that is called as VoIP, VoIP, Voice over Internet Protocol. There were many who were able to do all these. The significance of WhatsApp is when you share an image, WhatsApp was able to compress it without losing its resolution. That's how WhatsApp became famous. Their compression algorithm was out of the blue at that time. They were able to compress huge amount of data without losing its quality and then share it with people. Yes, you will lose a bit of quality, but compared to other products, other services like this was very good. That is why WhatsApp started to become famous, because they were able to send out images much faster. Encryption came very late. Security came very late. Availability is what came first. That's why, as I said, test of time. It should stand the test of time. Whatever you build should stand your test of time. And for you to do that, you have to understand how the solution works, understand a problem that you're trying to solve. Otherwise, you can make many things happen. It's not a big deal. Anybody can make anything happen, whether it is needed or not. That is the question. But if you get an idea, however dumb or irrelevant that idea would be, work on it. Make a note of it. Write it somewhere. See how it can be made into a proof of concept. Keep it. If you don't want to share it, don't share it. No problem. Keep it. That is yours. That is your Jama Punji. That's your deposit. It is with that is how you're going to build your career up. Always have the thought that you can make something new and just follow that. And it doesn't matter what stream you go in, what aspect of technology you get in, but it will always help you. And that is the only way to get successful in any field, but most of computers. And I can say it with authority because, unlike you, I am not a computer graduate. My graduation is in automobile engineering. I am a hardcore hardware guy who stumbled upon the field of computers. For various personal reasons, I went into the field of computers and I shifted into, I went into cybersecurity because I knew that I have one good quality, which is I can identify patterns. I can remember things that I've seen once, and if it has been replicated anywhere else. That is one of the qualities I have, and that is what channeled my way into the field of anti-cybercrime, threat analysis, threat intelligence, and whatnot. And even though I had no understanding of computers. My first computer interview, they asked me a question: how many types of keyboards are there? I answered 2 types, wireless and wired. How many types of mouse? By the way, does anybody know how many types of keyboards are there? Go read about it. One is ergonomic, then you have QWERTY, and then there's another one, I forgot the name of it. How many types of internet you have? Wireless and wired. That's the only thing I knew. But now, I am in front of you with a decent, credible career to back my statements that it doesn't matter what field you get in. It doesn't matter what technology you work in. If you're able to understand it to the core of it, nothing or no force in this world can fail you. You will only be successful and you will only grow forward. Don't try to learn something just for the sake of learning. Learn it only if you love it. And when you do that, you will by default become successful. One of the seminars which I attended during my graduation was where they spoke about how to crack an interview. It was very relevant, and to be honest, I did not think it would be. But the person who came and attended that session, who delivered that session, he told me a story about a person who wanted to get an architecture job, and he went into that. The interviewer asked him, "Why do you want to become an architect?" The person answered that when he was a kid, he used to see big buildings getting made, and he was from a poor family. He did not have enough money to do that. So he used to ask his father, "When can we build such things, and when can we be in such places?" So his father said, "No, I don't have money. Maybe when you grow up, you can."
Sorry for interrupting you, sir. We are running out of time. Will you please sum
Oh,
up your
my
just
apologies. My apologies.
some-
I hope I did not put everybody to sleep. Well, thank you very much. I will just complete this part because this is something that would be very useful for you. So he answered this. When I was a kid, I did not have the money, but I had the passion to understand how building constructions are done. Now I am in a position where I have learned the skill and I want to apply that skill so that I can build good things for others. He cracked the interview. I have done the same thing when I went for an automobile engineering call, and this is why I said I do not have vehicle when I was a kid. I want to learn how it is made and how I can make better vehicles for others. And I did crack that interview. And it is not because I told the story, it is because I believed in what I said. My conviction on what I said is what made them be impressed on me. So please have that conviction. It is not hard. If you put the time that you have now, you will become successful. I don't know how many of you are sitting there, but take my word, every one of you will be successful in your life if you put your heart to it. There are infinite amount of opportunities. And trust me, I know there is infinite amount of opportunities. We find hard to fill people into those skill sets. Gather that skills. You have very good faculty there. You have us, interact, do let us know, do learn, do read, and share the knowledge. And with that, thank you.
background insights and expertise. Thanks again. Now we will start our next lecture sessions with Yathiraj Rao, the Director Information Security, Excella Technology Services, UK.
Hello everyone, can you guys hear me?
Sorry for interrupting. I will request you to end up your session within 10 to 15 minutes as we are running out of time. It's an earnest request to you.
Sure, I'll try my best.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, can you just turn the camera towards the students, please? Yeah, while that's being done, I'll just give a very, very quick introduction. My name is Yathiraj Rao. I have been in cybersecurity for more than 18 years. I have been working from the level 0 to the director level all the way on in these years. So what I want to bring up to you guys today is a sector of cybersecurity which I am privileged to work on. So just to talk about 2 or 3 things, right? When we start our career, there is a lot of technologies in cybersecurity itself that we want to take over as a job or a career. But what exactly is cybersecurity and where we have to end up is what is a choice or maybe a situation awareness that you want to take up during your career progress. So let me actually share a very small presentation. So just to talk about cyber as a word, when we all know it's the world of cybersecurity, but do we actually know what cyber is? Right? So cyber basically is an Greek word which actually was Kubernetes, and earlier, a person named Norbert, he actually identified an very super connectivity or the similarity between the human behavior, social engineering, the biological connections, and computer science itself. He was in the same field, computer science and engineering and biology field. So he found out and came up with a word called cybernetics, and this was in 1940s. But this was still not yet cyber, as in cyber today. But this was something that he was very, very interested in learning and bringing up as a concept, right? And then in late 1980s, that's when Gizmodo and another intelligent person who actually brought up the word cyber from the cybernetics, which basically means futuristic, right? So in today's world, everything that we see is in cybersecurity, which needs cybersecurity. The world is full of cyber connections, which is futuristic connections, right? And we all want to understand how these connections are built and protected. So basically, I'm from the cybersecurity world. I want to talk about cybersecurity concepts here. So there are two. This is a diagram that usually brings up an overall architecture of a cybersecurity program end to end. While again, as Abhijit was mentioning, we cannot bring in the details from our current organization. It's a proprietary information. So I'm bringing the information directly from internet. This would be available anywhere if you want to search it. But yeah, let me actually explain a bit details about this whole diagram and try to give you a perspective of how cybersecurity is laid out in an organization, right? So there is a concept called defense in depth, where you layer out an program of cybersecurity into different layers, and then this layered out cybersecurity program is basically tied back into a framework called as a layered cybersecurity defense framework. Now, what are we trying to understand from here is, in your career, in your whole interview schedules, or in your career, what you want to check is each layer of this, be it data security, be it application security, be it endpoint security, network security, perimeter security, cloud security. If you want to be into an GRC, or if you want to be into an operations, all of these are a career by itself. Okay, you don't have to be masters on all of this. You can just be mastered in one of this, one of the region. And then you can build your whole career just based on that one particular aspect itself. Let me actually take you back a bit into the history of how the security came in picture. Like initially, when the networking started off, the whole part of security was to limit the number of ports that are open. As you know, there are 65,000 plus ports. We wanted to limit the number of ports that are available, open to a network. And that's all was the security at the initial phase. That was the initial cybersecurity world at that time. And to be honest, cybersecurity was not even a word at that time. The word came in later. The whole security was network security at that time. So later on, as we grew, our applications, the way of communication between computers evolved. We started adding up more and more security layers to it. Now, that part of that era of security, I would call it as information security. Okay, information security is still a word today, but that was one of the evolution from network security or the basic security to the next level or next layer of security, right? Now we were not talking about network, but we were talking about information as in whichever format. It could be an physical paper, it could be an scanned paper, it could be an email, it could be any data that's in the cyber, in the network, in the internet. how can we protect that? And that was named after the information being held in each of the format, whichever format it is. Now, over the period of time, that has now evolved into the cyber security. Now, why cyber? Because now, you know that the computers that we have has immense amount of processing capabilities. Initially, when it was only network security, the computers were very, very tiny in nature. When I say tiny, it's not in the size, but the processing perspectives of it. The processing capabilities of a computer was not even 10% of what your mobile phone today can do. As and when the evolution of that networking and processing of computers evolved, now the attackers also gets an overhead on moving around within the network, within the devices, and use resources from each device to execute their attack. Right. So there are two types of attacks as we see from this diagram itself. One is an outsider attack. Outsider attack basically comes through internet and tries to plant something and then make himself as an insider threat or use somebody from the inside as his mimic. And then he launches the attack from inside. So the possibilities are outsider. Becoming an insider is more prominent as of today. Then there is an insider threat itself, like a person who's already in the network, already in the organization, tries to evade and take away information in whatever format he or she could. So these attack patterns might mimic a lot of attack patterns that we can identify through our logical understanding. So just to talk about few of the layers here, perimeter security. Perimeter security is basically the one in the purple, right? There are many different words that I've already put in here, but I would mainly call it as an perimeter, which is the boundary wall of an house, like which has a gate and the boundary wall. That I would call it as in perimeter security, right? So there is a possibility that you can hop over the wall and come in, but usually it is not like a fort that you build. You can build it as a fort if you want. If you have that much of money, you can build it as in higher walls and build it as a fort. But basically, if you're talking about a smaller organization, smaller security, smaller companies, you will only build a wall which is high enough and cover the facility. Network security, basically, we talk about the connectivity within the systems in the organization, and also which allows or denies an external person entering our premises. So which I would call it as a front door, the main door. The main door is the only place where a person can enter. So you can either block him, you can close the door and say you are not allowed, or you say, okay, I know who is coming in and I'm allowing that person. Then the endpoint security is basically the security where you have your systems are in an organization, right? So when you say that systems in an organization, you might have a Windows system, you might have a Linux system, you might have a Mac system, but every system has its own operating systems type of build. And each of this comes with its own security features. And these are like your individual room doors in the house. So if you want to allow people to come to your hall, but not to your bedrooms or not to your kitchen, then those are the endpoint security doors. Now, the application security and data security, these go hand in hand. Like, for example, if you have a locker room and you have a locker itself, I would call that as an application by itself. And the keys that you handle would be the data security keys. The analogy here is to make you understand that the layers are built into an organization or at home in a very, very similar fashion, right? So in today's world, we are talking about cloud as in next generation, but I want to be very, very clear about this. When you say cloud, it is, as Roy was mentioning earlier, it is another place where a computer is running with a lot of connectivity and the information is being stored. So you use that computer for your advantage to store data or to process it faster. Now, this analogy is only to an level where we can talk about our perimeter security or the house that I was talking about, and we can map that. The cloud security is something that you want to talk about as a different aspect by itself. So cloud has multiple different options of security. Every individual provider like AWS, Google Cloud, GCP, or any other Oracle or whatever cloud you want to use, they come up with their own security tools and features, or they allow you to buy. As Roy was mentioning, you have your own marketplace in each of this cloud environment to buy your own products and implement the security controls as need be. So some of these are very, very nest, and hardly we have maybe 10% of the people who actually know how to implement the cloud security as of today. Why I'm saying 10% is there is a requirement of cloud security professionals all over the world, and we are short of people. And these are some of the areas that we can tap into. Now that AI as an artificial intelligence is coming up with a lot of inbuilt features or inbuilt methodology to implement the basic cyber security needs, even though it can do it on its own, it will still need an human interaction to make sure that whatever the application of cybersecurity concepts are done through an AI is validated and then made sure by an person to implement that without fail. So overall, what we are trying to inculcate in all of this is to make sure that our cybersecurity world is well understood, and we can actually build our career if need be, build our career, just be in one sector, just say application security itself, just say endpoint security itself, network security itself. You can make your own career out of it. I'll just take one more slide just to talk very, very high level about a cybersecurity architect as a role. So when I was talking about all these layers, there is a need for somebody to overlook individuals who are working in each of these specialized individuals in each of these layers, and then who can actually take up a role of an architect who can say that, yes, this is configured properly, or this needs some changes, or there are some needs. So what does a cyber architect do? What a cyber architect usually do is to understand an organizational needs. Organizational need comes from two aspects of it. One, what kind of business an organization is running and what compliance requirements of an organization are. So I don't know how many of you have understood the word compliance as it is. So compliance is something that is a standard or a requirement for an organization to meet certain guidelines to run the operations or a business of a certain type. As Roy was mentioning earlier, for a banking sector, any banking sector organization, it has to be compliant with the PCI, payment card industry standards. For in healthcare, it could be a different one. If it is in US, it could be HIPAA. If it is somewhere else, it could be some other kind of regulations that you have to go through and align to. So, an cybersecurity architect understands what's the business need of the organization, and then he also understands what compliance requirements are to be met. And then he designs these layers. He basically assigns individual, under each of these layers, he will assign individuals to get to configure what is required for him to meet the compliance requirements of the organization. The third option, a third section of the whole program here for a cybersecurity architect would be to understand what are the risks. So the risks are something that can come at two or three different variants. One, a risk exists for the business itself as in functional risk. The second would be a risk that is a deviation from the compliance. So whenever you see that there's guidelines that are coming from PCI standards and we are not able to meet those standards, then we are basically deviating from the PCI standards. So there are different ways of taking care of risk, but that risk has to be identified and either mitigated or compensated in different ways, which can be a design need that can come from a cybersecurity architect who can understand the requirements at two layers, again, business requirement and the compliance requirement, and suggest the right compensatory control or a mitigative control to that particular aspect. So there are different layers of, again, defining the cybersecurity architect's role itself. I have just jotted down a few of these here. But as a whole, when a cybersecurity architect can see and understand the whole organizational requirements, the design is something that will help the cybersecurity architect to come up with individuals in each SMEs, subject matter experts in each of these layers, work with them and design something for the organizational protection. I will take a pause here and I'll wait for any questions if you may have.
I have a question here. In recent days, DDoS is an extreme attack point for every application, especially for high security. So what is the best way to prevent such DDoS attack in recent days?
Very good question. So DDoS is something that, let me actually elaborate a bit on the DDoS. DDoS is basically the dynamic denial of service attack. Okay, and when we talk about DDoS as it's basically run by bots. It's a network of compromised systems, already compromised systems. It will not be in one particular location. It will be distributed all around the globe. And we, as in say, cybersecurity specialist, will have basically 2 or 3 tools to identify and protect these things. One, I would call it as WAF, Web Application Firewall. Two, I'll call it as bot protection, or a DDoS protection, bot protection. Then 3 will be an IDS, intrusion detection system, and intrusion prevention system, IPS. So in these 3, there are different ways we can configure. So if we want to configure something at the web application firewall, it basically is trying to identify the attack type. So if we identify the bot using its header type, we can block the header of an HTTP, HTTPS identification, identify the pattern, and put that particular pattern into an blocking methodology of WAF. If we are talking about DDoS, there is DDoS protection. Bot Manager is one of the technology that we have in today's world, where we can identify and threshold-based approach and region-based approach. You can block country-based, like if you know your organization is working from India and you have connectivities coming from US and say UK, you can allow only those 2 countries to talk and block all the other countries. That is regional blocking. Then you have threshold blocking. For example, you know your application is supposed to receive, say, not more than 5 requests from individual IP addresses. And if you want to set that threshold and say, if there is anything coming more than 5, I can block that IP address and block that threshold. And then you can identify sorry guys, I had some network glitch here. So this is one way of using the bot manager as in protection. The third I was talking about as an IDS IPS. So if we know how to implement IDS and IPS, I'll just take a very tiny 2 minutes talk on IDS IPS. Intrusion detection system is usually outside the perimeter security, just to detect what patterns are coming in. And intrusion prevention is just on the perimeter security to block what is coming in, what we understand from the IDS as a feedback, and then we block it using the IPS. Intrusion prevention system usually goes hand in hand with the signature patterns and the threshold-based patterns again. So we can identify a signature of an attack pattern and block that using that signature, or you can also use an writing your own signature pattern using the format of what you have been seeing in the coming in packets. And then you can block that using the IDS IPS. These are the 3 technologies as we have today. Okay, and there are evolutions that are happening with AI, which can automatically identify the bot and identify the behavior of the bot and block it even before the bot can come into action. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, thank you very much for your great insights.
Anytime.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. Thanks everyone for giving me this opportunity. All the very best for your future.
Thank you, sir, for your grateful presence. Now, before I start the next lecture sessions, we would like to felicitate our expertise from the IDIOSys as well as the media from the Bengal Bites. First of all, I will request our student First, I will request Mr. Chiranjit Nath, the founder of the Idiosis, the Priyanka Devnath, the HR manager of the Idiosis, and Omkar Nath, the system admin of the Idiosis, to come onto the dais. And please have your respective seats, please. Now I will request our student Aryama Chakraborty to felicitate Mr. Chiranjit Nath, the founder of the Idiosis, with a small bouquet of flower and utorio. Then I will request Shati Chakraborty to felicitate Priyanka Devnath, the HR manager of the Idiosis. Then I will request Shokhin De to felicitate Mr. Omkar Nath, the system admin of the Idiosis. Now it's time to felicitate the Bengal Bite. I will request the Trishita Jana to felicitate the Ahana Nondi and Sudip Chakraborty from the media of Bengal Bite. Ms. Ahana Nondi. And Sudip Chakraborty. We are very glad to have you all with us. Now we will start our last lecture sessions by Mr. Chiranjit Nath, the founder of Idiosis. Primarily, he is a software and database architect as well as a CEO. Began his entrepreneurial journey in technology as a teenager. He established Idiosis in 2015, combining his expertise in the digital strategy and software architecture with a visionary approach to the business. His deep understanding of the technology and market dynamics makes him not only a skilled entrepreneur but also an innovative leader in the digital realm. Not only that, I also like to tell our students that Chiranjit is our ex-student. He belongs to our computer science family. So, all of you, please welcome Chiranjit.
Thank you, everyone. I'm glad to have this opportunity for Computer Science Department. I pleasure to present here. I would like to share you few insights where you can start your career in very few steps. So I will not explain in much more details. I will be going through overview so that you can choose your own path and you can start right away. So could you please share the PPT?
Run out of pen.
Thank you. So let's start a very introduction sessions. Guys, like right now, there are so many emerging technologies. There are so many emerging technologies worldwide. So there is not even one, two. There are many different. So I have put AI in my first presentation because AI is one of the most emerging trends in this market. So I will be sharing you some information as a student how you can start your career and which field. So you can adopt any field and you can start like step by step. So please go on the next. So I would like to first share, like currently I'm an entrepreneur and I'm just holding the CEO position of IDOSys Technologies. It's basically an IT company where so many alumni of Vidyasagar University already worked and already still working. There are so many guys are working with IDOSys. So I call IDOSys as a family of Vidyasagar University. So, and here I started my career here as an MCA student in 2007 and I passed out in 2010. So then after I have done my 4 years job in this IT field, then moved to the business. So first of all, I request all of you who has a think, or like you be doing some business or some innovative work, I request you start with a job. First, learn something, then try to do setup. So that is the first thing I would like to share with you, which is my own experience. So this is a like few snapshot of our office, and you will find some view alumni over here. So and some office pictures of our India, US, and UK. And I will share you like in Kolkata we have the head office, and all the development center is done in Kolkata, and all the marketing sectors is in UK and USA. So we are working most like 90% of outsourcing projects. So simply our aim is to bring money from outer world, not by going outside. So simply we are just trying that way. I have pointed few topics because I will not be able to describe each and every point. So that's why I have just tried to mention what topic I am going to describe with you. I apologize for the interruptions. So I am in the overview slide. So here I have pointed what field I am going to discuss with you. First is AI and ML. Second is DevOps. The third, IoT. Fourth, cloud computing. Fifth, cybersecurity. And to make it more interesting, I would like to share you few example of what we have done with our clients. So I will give you that information for using AI work and also how to handle huge data load and huge real-time users. So I will be just sharing that architecture with you. So, like AI, the term itself, artificial intelligence. So what is this? This is just making a machine like better by doing some algorithm so that it can do the work whatever a human can do. So simply the system will be interacting like a human. I think right now everybody is using ChatGPT, right? Who is not using ChatGPT? Could you please raise your hand? I think we all are using this ChatGPT, but I think the previous speaker has already warned one fact. Please don't use it until you learn the basics. If you just try to start like copy and paste, your brain will be dumb. So first be the expert on that field, then try to like enhance your performance using those tools. Okay, guys? So how you can start? There are so many technologies you can start with the AI, but most of the most important libraries are right now in Python. So whoever is trying to start your career in AI and ML, so you should first learn Python basics. You don't have to learn a lot over here because you are just entering into the field. Just learn the basics. Because whenever you'll be doing a job interview, no one is going to ask you a hard questions. They'll be asking you a basic question because you are the freshers, right? And what is the ML? Like machine language, it is a subset of AI. Like it gets the training data from the historical, and with that historical data, it predicts something for the new things. So I'll just give you an example. Suppose Flipkart is going to sell MI phone this year. Okay? So how the MI stock will maintain their inventory? Do you have any assumptions? Any assumption? You know, like it's simply stock out whenever they try to give any phone like in sales, right? So how they assume how much sales is going to be? Because they use like ML, like machine language, they used to take the previous year data. What is the sales amount? What is the price we have set in the last couple of years? And based on that, how much sales have been increased? So based on these kind of factors, they used to do their inventory. And can you imagine, like, if you use a proper ML, so you can sell a lot, because if you forecast a higher model, your inventory will be wasted, right? So here, there is a huge opportunity for big companies to use the ML for demand forecasting. Am I clear? Like, what is the demand? And that is based on multiple parameters. So we are talking with another like UK big clients. So they were just trying to give a property management applications with AI-enabled applications. How does it do? They are going to give the investors as a guidance. If you buy this property, it will give you return like 20%. How? There are so many factors in a field. So whether there is a chance of work, what is the location? So based on multiple factors, the AI model is built. So simply, if that kind of system is built, so it will give the investor a lot of earning. So simply, prediction purpose, AI and ML is used in a huge level. Okay. Another emerging field is DevOps. Do anyone know DevOps? Anyone? DevOps is like what we understand as a like overview pictures. I'm just telling. Deployment process. Suppose you are doing a live deployment, like uploading your code to the production server. There will be a downtime, right? Because once you are uploading, the server will be getting down, right? So DevOps is a process to minimize this downtime. It will be complete automations. Like whenever you are uploading through Git using CI and CD pipeline, it will be directly gone to the production server. It will minimize the downtime. And there will be automation testing will be running. So simply, whenever any deployment is run, there may be a chances a few amount of errors will be coming, right? So it gives the DevOps to create an infrastructure which will ensure the production deployment is faster and the system is stable. So it connects between software developer and the operations team. So any questions? And it is one of the most emerging field, and people has less knowledge about the DevOps. So you can start like grabbing this field because this is a little bit different. Now, coming back to the IoT field, IoT, like Internet of Things. Let's say a truck is moving, and the truck owner wants to like locate his locations on real-time basis. So it will pick up some device, right? And the device will send every time huge number of location information and many other informations. So IoT and this kind of IoT requirement, like IoT connecting devices, are like getting like higher day by day. It is required to track the salesperson who is out of the field. We have noticed like many salesperson used to play in the ground the whole day and report at the end to the office, okay, I have visited XYZ shops, that's done. That's why organization is bringing this kind of IoT application to track their employees exactly where he is. So, and this demand is growing day by day, and you know, like smart homes, like checking the home related everything and controlling from remotely. Smart cities like automatic of signaling. Do you know NFC inventory? Any knowledge? Previously, inventory system, suppose Flipkart has a big inventory. So they have to count. This item is 10, this item is 5. So to count a Flipkart inventory, it will take like full day, even more than that. Right now, NFC inventory system is invented. That is what? For every SKU, there is a chip. So if you run with the device, it will automatically count how many chips are connected. So simply, which takes you 1 or 2 days, with the NFC inventory, it can be counted in 2 seconds. So this kind of systems is an emerging demand. So please explore this opportunity, learn, because this is getting changed day by day. If you read today one thing, you will see tomorrow the next thing is coming. Cloud computing, I think one question was raised, why organizations like don't do their own infrastructure? That, for that, I'm just trying to explain. Suppose we are setting a new company. I think there's a equal circle.
মিউট করে দাও না, মিউট করো।
যারা জয়েন করেছে তাদের তাদের থেকে হচ্ছে এখানে মিটিং এর কোনো চলে না, যারা জয়েন করেছে বুঝতে পারে মানে মিউট এখানে ফল যাবে পুরো লাইভ আসছে সেটা।
Hello. That's all right. So simply creating own infrastructure relates a huge costing, and people doesn't have an expertise to do the own setup in-house. So initially, you have to choose trusted providers like AWS, like GCP, Microsoft Azure. So, and you have to start deployment of your application and start doing that. And once you are big enough, then only think about setting up of your own. Else, you will lose up everything at the beginning. And here, I would like to mention a few points. People know only a few names like AWS, GCP, but there are like so many providers. If I tell you one thing, you will be seriously like stunned by knowing the cost of storing images. Whatever image storing cost in AWS, the same image storing cost is quarter in Wasabi. Do you guys anyone know Wasabi? So you can easily learn about it. If you search in Google, you will find it. What are the like cloud-based storage system? So simply there are so many small companies who has a good reputation but don't have like big marketing. So you can suggest this kind of tools to your like clients in the future so that they can optimize their cost. And like here the service model, I'm not going into details because like you can purchase VPS from different company and set up your own. You can use like SaaS-based application, what I say like Microsoft 365, like Office 365. So they give you SaaS-based application you can use in monthly subscription basis. I think with the security, a lot of things have been discussed by many speakers. So I would point to few things which they have not shared. Let's say whenever you are doing your software as a developer, you are starting your career, what you will do? First, you will park a domain, right? You will park a domain to make your application live. Am I right? Use Cloudflare. Cloudflare. You can note this name, CDN. It will prevent DDoS and many severe attacks. That is free. You can do it. So you can research on this. And whenever you are doing any application, don't miss to implement multi-step login. That means whenever anyone is trying to log in, there should be another authentication like sending OTP in email. That is extremely crucial. All the big companies are doing this to prevent massive attacks. You will find it even in bank. They also, after sending username and password, they are asking for like OTP, right? Because if they don't do this, the system will be hacked within like 8 or 10 seconds by the big hacker. Now, I'm just going to share you the simplest applications of ChatGPT. What we have done of our UK healthcare client. We work with UK hospitals where they used to provide health records from morning to at night. When he has woken up, when he has taken tea, when he has fallen from the bed, what body parts have been broken. Every records are taken by the staffs, right? So here is a normal reporting. Can you guys see? Mr. X wakes up in a good mood. So his mood was good during the waking time. On 2nd of May, so also good mood. So just think about that. If administrator, suppose your parent is taken care by a company and you want to monitor how he is taken care, will you read all the parts? Is it possible? Because in a day, there will be like 100 or 200 this kind of records. That is a normal reporting. Now, we have empowered with a ChatGPT reporting. Just think about this. That whole things have been summarized in 3 lines. Mr. X used to get up between 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. in a good mood during 1st May to 8th May 2024. Tea routine. He has taken tea every day during the same period. So how long will it take for you to read? 2 seconds, right? So you have, suppose if you go abroad, how will you monitor your parents are taken care or not? You can easily, so even in your normal life, you can try to do this one. You have, suppose you are studying networking from this time to this time. So you just record it and try to summarize it in ChatGPT and see what you have done. They know better than you. Am I clear, guys? So use it very promptly. It can be useful for any sector. And I would like to share one big application we are going to launch that is called Idio Time. It tracks every activity of a desktop. Like mouse click, whenever you are idle, every event is recorded and it will show you this chart. I think, is this picture visible to you? If you see, there are blue lines. Can you see? That means you are active. And if I hover it, it's showing performance is 100%. Chrome, 4 minutes, 34 seconds. Explorer, 26 seconds. Total, I have used 5 minutes and I was productive out of 5 minutes. I was productive for 5 minutes. So my production is for like 100%. Can you guys imagine to store this kind of information? How much like your database should be strengthened? Because if I use for one organization with 100 employees, it will take 10 to 20 lakhs records in a single collection. So actually we have used MongoDB for such system, and then we are going to offer this system for worldwide clients. I'm just going to share with you how to handle this kind of huge record. So do you guys know NoSQL? So NoSQL is the biggest friend right now. Whenever there is a need of storing huge amount of information, you need real-time information like video calling. So MongoDB is quite useful over here. So MongoDB can hold billions of records if you use in proper way. So I'm just going to share you like, and if you see here in the bottom section, what application are like used in the whole day, even my position out of my company. So my place is 15. Because in our company, we are testing for 2 months, like to see whether our system is working fine or not. And we found it's giving 100% right result. So, and this product is going to be launched in the next month. And already we got pre-order from many clients for this product. So I think is this visible to you? I think not fully visible in the screen, but I'm just trying to explain you. So guys, can you like remember, like can you think about like storing information in distributed database? Storing information in distributed database. Suppose, so here is a like simple structure. So from client, suppose I have given this system to 10 companies and each company has 100 employees. That means in real time, it is giving 1,000 real-time information of 1,000 users, right? So whenever any request is coming from the client, so it is handled by a router that is called Mongoose, and it is distributing the things in two shard 1, shard 2. What is shard? Shard is a like replica set. Replica set is one, like replica means copying things, duplicate, right? In database, duplicate thing is used whenever you need read scaling. Read means, suppose in news site, do you need more read or more write? So information is fetched out from the database mostly. One journalist is giving one information that is viewed by millions of visitors, right? So for news site, replica set is quite enough to handle any kind of load. You can add duplicate chunk, and any load will be distributed in multiple databases. And in replica set, there are two things. One is primary and other is secondary. In primary, the write operation is done, and in secondary, all the primary things is completely replicated to secondary. Whenever any read thing is done, it can distribute the load in different replica sets. But what if whenever there is write operation, like this application? So every time a huge number of events should be written. That time the sharding is absolutely necessary. So you can keep adding multiple sharding, and even if I need to store like 1 lakh companies, I can add another shard and distribute the database. So I think it will be tough for you to understand initially, but please study about Mongo sharding and replica set. If you know this, I'm sure like any company will offer you at a like job. Any company. Well, that is a very high level architecture. So I'm just giving, please note these two things. I think I will just mention one important key is sharding key. Suppose you are storing the information in multiple databases. You have 1,000 employees. So will you store one like 1,000 employees in one database or multiple database? This sharding key ensures how the data will be like grouped. So we have grouped by company. That means one company information located in one shard. It ensures the performance for that company in right way. So simply, I'm just coming to the conclude my presentations. Advice to students, like if you are interested in programming, don't think about hype or anything. If a lot of people will tell you a lot of to learn this, that, don't need to learn anything. Just learn on the logic. If you even know the flowchart, I'm happy to offer you the job. So you should have a great understanding of logic. If you have the logic, you will learn these things day by day. It's not a problem. So please listen to the teachers, what they are teaching you, and just adopt the logic in right way. And if you are interested in some specific sector, you will get a huge materials free. YouTube, simply Google it, YouTube it, and you can do some courses also online, like via different site. I think Udemy or there are so many sites. To start with this. And my suggestion, who is trying to do some special. First, you cannot do anything by own. You have to form a team. Take your teachers, take your juniors and make a group, at least 2, because you will lose your encouragement in a few days if you do alone. Just try to form a group and start anything, any problem, start working on that. Day-to-day life, what we see, like queuing in doctor's chamber. We waste almost a couple of hours in doctor's chamber every day. You can find out a solution for that. So it's one example. There could be 100 of examples you can start with. So simply keep learning and sharing information what you know. It will make you better and also make you better, make better for others also. So thank you everyone. So you can reach me at chirunjit@ideosystem.com. So happy to answer any question if you do have at my capacity. Any question, guys? And I am proud to be an alumni of this college, and I'm requesting, sir, ma'am, so to organize a big thing like IIT Madras, and they're doing innovative works. So please come forward and try to contribute whatever you do, because everyone has a potential. We just need to combine it.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I am Sudipto Chandra. I have a question for you. You have in so much ideas in you are on the CEO. May I talk in Bengali, sir? If you are comfortable.
Yes, sure. Oh, sorry. Yeah, please. I was trying to find you within the hall.
Hello, sir. Are you audible? My tone?
Yes, you are completely audible.
তাহলে স্যার আমি বাংলায় কথা বলছি স্যার। আমার একটা বিষয় বলার ছিল যে এই মুহূর্তে আমরা যারা এখানে বসে আছি সবাই স্যার গ্র্যাজুয়েট স্টুডেন্ট অ্যান্ড উড বি নিউ জেনারেশন ফর দ্য নিউ এরিয়া। তো স্যার একটা বিষয় খুব জানতে বা বলতে ইচ্ছা করে যে সবাই সাইবার সিকিউরিটি বা এই কেরিয়ার বা অন্য সব কিছু নিয়ে বলছে, কিন্তু একটা জিনিস স্যার, আমার বাড়িতে ইন্টারনেট আসছে এবং আমি মডার্ন টেকনোলজিতে বসবাস করি এবং আমি জিনিসটা নিয়ে অ্যাওয়্যার হচ্ছি। যখন জিনিসটা নিয়ে আমি অ্যাওয়্যার হচ্ছি তখন আমি আমার পাশের প্রতিটা জিনিসকে আমি সন্দেহের চোখে দেখবো, তবেই আমি জিনিসটার মধ্যে কিছু ফল ব্যাক হচ্ছে কিনা তখন আমার মধ্যে কোয়ারি আসবে। এবার যখন জিনিসটার মধ্যে সেই ফল ব্যাক বা সেই সিচুয়েশন আসছে তখন আমি আমার ফার্স্ট প্রায়োরিটি যে আমার বাড়িতে যে ইন্টারনেট আসছে সেই ইন্টারনেট মানে দ্য এন্ট্রান্স অফ দ্য ডোর আই হ্যাভ টু সিকিউর দ্যাট। আমি আমার এন্ট্রান্সটাকে প্রথমে সিকিউর করব। যখন আমি যেমন যবে থেকে এইসব জিনিস নিয়ে পড়াশোনা করছি বা করছি, আমি মানে সামান্য প্রয়োজনেও কোথাও যদি একটা লগ ইন করতে হয় বা কোথাও ডেটা দিতে হয়, আমি 3 বা 2 দিন ধরে সেই ওয়েবসাইটটা পুরো ঘাঁটি যে এটা কোনো ফ্রড ওয়েবসাইট নয় বা কিছু নয়। এটা একটা মানে একটা হিউম্যান সাইকোলজির মতো আমার মনের মধ্যে কাজ করে যে এটা আবার কিছু। এখন এত বেশি ডেটাবেস এনক্রিজড হয়ে গেছে মানে সব দিকেই। আর অ্যাকচুয়ালি স্যার আমার কনসার্ন হচ্ছে এই বিষয়টা নিয়ে বলার যে যারা আমরা মডার্ন মানে নেক্সট জেনারেশন আমরা পরের দিকে এগিয়ে যাচ্ছি, যে আমাদের একটা খুব বাজে জিনিস হচ্ছে যে ইন্টারনেটের প্রপার ইউজেস, যেটা আমরা একদিন সবাই প্যারেন্ট হব, প্যারেন্টাল আমাদের যেটা নেক্সট জেনারেশনকে ইন্টারনেটের সঠিক আপনি যেটা বলছেন দেয়ার ইজ সো মানি ফ্রি রিসোর্সেস ফর এভরিথিং। মানে ইন্টারনেট থেকে আমি ভালো খারাপ সব রকম সবকিছু আমি পেতে পারি, কিন্তু হাউ ক্যান আই কন্ট্রোল অ্যাজ এ নোয়িং জেনারেশন, মানে আমি কি করে সেইটুকুই ডেলিভার করব যেটা উইল বি বেনিফিশিয়াল ফর দ্য নেক্সট জেনারেশন অ্যান্ড মানে যেটা ভালো হবে, খারাপ দিকটা আমি কন্ট্রোল যদি ওইটাই করতে পারি তাহলে স্যার সাইবার সিকিউরিটির মানে আমার মনে হয় 50% আমি কন্ট্রোল করতে পারবো।
Thanks for this nice question. So I would like to answer your questions. So first of all, you need to block these things which is not necessary, right? So simply you have to allow whatever is necessary for you and your family members. So simply use one, what is called like router. Use one router and just allow only the sites what you want to visit. What is purpose for the educations? Okay, that's the first one. And also, like use protected password for the Wi-Fi. Never share the password. Always use a scan copy to give others so that you can change it. Like they cannot steal it from you. That's the second thing. And the third thing is like everyone needs to control themselves. Everything has a good and bad aspect. So simply you have to do the yoga along with your family. So simply control your mind, control your brain. Everything will be solved in that way. So does it clarify your questions?
Actually, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, very much. But this is a huge concern, sir. Internet has everything. It's a devastating way. It can manipulate anything at any way.
That's true.
It has huge uses.
Thank you for the nice questions. Anyone?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Oh, sorry. Yes, please.
My question is regarding the tool that you shared. Like you are going to launch a tool, right?
Yes.
So how is that tool different from Google Wellbeing? As it also shows the detail that they have used how many apps in the background, or like there are as you are aware about logs, right? If we search or if we do any work on a computer or anything, so there are log generators in the backend. So
yes.
Go to the security events and check the logs, right? So how is the tool that you have developed is different from Google Wellbeing and the logs?
Yes. Thanks for these questions. So first of all, this like no tool is 100% unique. We have the USP over here. Likewise, I have shown you like the AI reports. So that is going to be introduced over here. So simply as an owner of the company or organizations, you can search any kind of information. You don't need to have any specific reporting over there. So you can ask, okay, today who is the like latecomers? Give me the list. It will give you. Right now there is no such tools. So we are going to do it. So we are just right now launching with the MVP models, and that will be evolved day by day. And it has some unique features also. I would like not to share right now because our marketing team will kill me if I share right now. Because we have to share these things during our pre-launching campaigns. So I'm just giving you small hints. It will encourage people to do better, not like your owner is tracking you. Our tool is rewarding the employees, not punishing the bad employees. So aspect is different. Suppose if one glass is full, so half, anyone can see it, it's a half glass empty. We are watching it half glass full. So we are just making a difference in the viewing angles and trying to present the report into the owners whom to promote. Obviously, encouragement can give a lot of things to any employees. They will feel it family and it will be better for everyone. Thank you. Does it satisfy your questions?
Yeah, sort of. Like as you mentioned, that you are not going to discuss more about the tool, right?
Yes, because it will be released, like whenever it will launch, I will be announcing in our official site, complete USP. Like what is there. So I'm telling you 50% of this right now. So thank you everyone. I think, thank you.
Thank you, Chiranjeev, for your beautiful sessions. It will encourage our students, always help us to go for the new technologies. Thank you. That is the end of our session as well as the end of our awareness program. Thank you all for having with us. All of you, please listen for a few minutes. A feedback will be given to your mail. Please fill up the feedback form. It's an earnest request to you all. Thank you all.